We're back, folks, here with Jay Thomas, and now this is, correct me if I'm, this is not your first major motion picture that you're doing, or is it your first?
No, it's the first major motion picture I have done. I was in, the most famous one I did before this was Chud.
Yeah.
Do you know what Chud stands for? Say it, say it.
Cannibalistic humanoid underground dweller.
This is a man... This is a man
we are getting the most accurate
you have smoked
reading
a lot
on
of
our
dope
audiences.
in your life.
Yeah.
Okay? It was this doper, it was a doper horror movie, right? I mean, you don't do it anymore, but you probably watched it stoned, didn't you?
I loved it.
There you go. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
We did it. It was about...
It's gonna whole evening.
Yeah.
The whole evening is gonna turn into a forum for these two
you
guys.
know what? Actually, we're having dinner later. I just want to get him on camera. No, but John Goodman and I, we were in it, and we were both eaten by these monsters.
The
And
Chud, for example.
Cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers, and we played cops, and we sat down at the Corfu Diner here in New York, and it was, I guess it was his first movie and mine, and we dressed as cops, and we ate our hamburgers in the camera's here, and we had to go. We did it for 10, 12 hours. We went, and so they did a sequel, and they wouldn't put me in the sequel. I thought, you know, and they said, no, you were eating. And I said, well, you put Goodman in the sequel. And they said, well, they're still gnawing on him, like when you come back in the sequel, like still eating John Goodman. But
still
I did Chud.
Yeah.
I did a movie with Dolly Parton called Straight Talk, and I just never ever had a summer off, and I auditioned for this thing, and I got it. So yes, my first major motion picture.
Now, do you have much experience? Like, can you do stunts or anything like that?
I've done stunts. When I was on Cheers, we had a terrible fight, hockey fight. I was in the penguin suit, and a fight started behind me. And when I turned around, this is a play fight. A guy hits me or does something, and the phone or something bounces, and it cuts my head open, and I get 12, 15 stitch cut, blood everywhere, and it looked okay, so they kept the tape. We couldn't get the bottom of the penguin suit off me. I had to go to the hospital in Hollywood with a bloodied penguin suit on, and they stitched me up, and it was like a Friday night, and had other actors who'd been hitting the heads with stuff. And then I've actually been in Stagecoach and TV shows where I was in the Stagecoach, and then they took me out, and a dummy replaced me before it went off the... So I watched the movie, and I'm going like this in the Stagecoach, and then they pull me out, and the next thing you see... And I'm thinking, that doesn't look like me. The guy falls out of the window, and he's all... So, yeah, and I've done my own stunts, yeah. I've been dragged down a bar, but TV fistfight stuff, never a movie.
That's a little easier probably, right? Or more
easier,
low-tech.
faster, yeah. And I took 10 stitches to this eye doing that. And I think Cheers was just scared I was going to sue them. And then they were going to kill me off the next week, but they waited 2 more weeks before they killed me off. I think they figured, give me one more check, and then, we'll get rid of him. So
you've had actually quite a bit of, success. You've had a lot of, for example, Love and War, your TV show, didn't make it. Right? Was that a big disappointment for you? I mean, you've had a lot of...
No, I was real happy I didn't make that kind of money anymore.
But you've had so much success.
I'll call you and go, are you unhappy?
You've had so much success, if I went, that would be it. I'd be working at the Gap the next week. But you can bounce back,
I'd be at the Old Navy store.
We'll be at the corduroy bin together, yeah.
I was on Cheers, and they killed me off. A Zamboni machine ran over me, which goes 5 miles an hour. And a guy calls me at home, and he says, Jay, listen, you've been with us for 2 years. Thanks a lot, done a lot, but blah, 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 blah. And I said, what's the deal? He goes, well, it's not your acting. You're not going to be on the show anymore. And I'm sitting, I'll never forget, I'm at my living room, and I go, oh. So I go, well, how are you going to do it? And he goes, we're going to be run over by a Zamboni. And he couldn't talk. He was laughing so hard. And so they buried me. I wasn't in the show. I refused to appear as a dead person. And they buried me in my penguin suit, and my beak, went down. Then I was on Mork and Mindy, and they forgot to fire me. They had brought in Jonathan Winters to replace all of us.
He played the son, Mork's son.
I drove through the gated Paramount, and my name wasn't on the parking lot thing. I went into work, and everyone went, oh my God, Gary Marshall needs to see you immediately. And I went, we forgot to fire, tell him. So I went into Gary Marshall's office, and I had to have like a meeting with him, and they were all embarrassed. And he said, you know, we just forgot to fire you. And you know, you've had him as a guest here? Or
yeah, he's terrific.
Well, you know, I made a mistake, you know. And then we knew Love and War was off the air when somebody asked an executive if we were going to get a 4th year, and he says, no, we gave at the office. And we thought, oh my God. So yeah, it's brutal.
Just treating you like a charity at that point? That's
what that's. Well, wait a minute, he got canceled. Whoever said that over there.
Oh, really?
The whole group got canceled. It was like a furniture store going out of business. So now they have a whole new group of people at CBS, and I'm pretending I'm someone else, and I still work over there. They like forgot that I was on
They
their
don't
show.
know what's happening.
They don't know what's happening.
All right, well, congratulations on Mr. Holland's Opus, #1 movie.
And they can't fire me because the movie's over.
It's done. What can they do?
Do
it's over now. Thank you very much for coming.
Thanks, I had a great time.
Good to have you here, Jay. Jay Thomas, everybody. Rebecca Romaine and Amy Manor coming up. We'll be right back. Stick around.